Hello there, welcome to Plus Talk on Plus Life, where we're all about turning positive into a plus, and my guest today does that on a daily basis. If you look at his amazing Instagram profile. Felice Marano, good to see you, sir.
How are you? Very good to be here with you today.
I'm well, and I should say your Instagram account caught my eye, born to be loved.community. And what strikes me about this great account that you've created is the messages of positivity that you put out there for everyone. And I know that's very much a part of your mission, but I also love how honest you are, because one of the posts you put up recently said, HIV scares the shit out of me. It scares the shit out of a lot of people, but you meant it in a different kind of a way, didn't you?
I was invited to speak about something special and I decided to share my story. And a lot of us think that like maybe once we disclose our HIV status, it's like, that's it, it's done. Like I'm out there and that's it. And then I realized with time that even though I'm doing this and I keep doing this, it still scares the shit out of me. So I kind of realized like there's not a specific antidote of like a formula. And I think this is important for many people to understand. It's like with time, yes, maybe we may get better in doing so, but like for me, even though I embrace this path of personal development and personal growth, there still are these challenges. So even now, like I am launching an online course for people living with HIV, and it's like, man, a few years ago, I could not even imagine to do something like this. Like for me, it was me, my life, and my idea of like taking the best out of this experience. But now it's becoming like a new adventure, like trying to help and support other people to do the same. And yes, that's scary.
Of course it is. And what do you constantly come up against, though, as the biggest misconception? Like, what do people keep sort of, they're on a regular basis saying, but this or that you go, but that's just not the case. Let me educate you, let me teach you.
I don't know. Maybe it may be on a personal level. First of all, I think like this thing that we were saying before, like maybe I understand for most people, they think that like I'm always happy and having this incredible life. And of course, I try to show up in that environment when I can give something to people. But the reality is there are like a lot of moments where like for days, weeks, sometimes like even for a month or more, I can't even see Instagram because thinking of receiving like all these stories and all these messages for as much as I made it my mission and for as much as I love it, sometimes it's overwhelming. Maybe another misconception is this is like that it's impossible where if you live with HIV to travel around the world and how you do when you're traveling and you take your pills with you. So for me, it's just like live your life. And there's a lot of information out there.
I'm curious, in all your travels, because you do travel a lot and it's great to follow that through your Instagram account. What are the similarities when you connect with HIV positive people in all these different countries, other than the fact that we have HIV in common, that we're both, that we're living with HIV? What's something that has surprised you about meeting HIV positive people from all different cultures that has pleasantly surprised you in a way that has made you feel connected to this community?
What I can tell you is like as soon as I discovered about HIV, I went to Amsterdam there was like one of the international AIDS
World AIDS conference in Amsterdam.
conferences.
Yeah.
Yes, and I went to participate as a volunteer because I felt like, oh my God, I don't know, it's so overwhelming. I don't know how to deal with this. So I decided to be there and like be surrounded by people living with HIV. Man, what I love the most is like all this energy, at least from these people I met there, like to thrive no matter what, like to transform this thing in something better and more beautiful. Of course, we can be sad and depressed, and like there's all the cultural stigma and the rejections, where it's like, guys, we're so lucky nowadays. And I think like this is what I try to do, even though it's hard. And even for me, I think we owe to these people and like to the incredible stories they have to have an incredible life and to be happy and live with HIV.
Well, listen. Your Instagram account is addictive and contagious. It's wonderful to see your messages of positivity and your honesty. So you've got to check out the Instagram account. It is borntobeloved.community, and we'll put that up on the screen. That's going to do it for this episode of Plus Talk on Plus Life. Remember, you can follow us across social media. We are at Plus Life Media, and you can always visit the website, pluslifemedia.com. Until next time, be nice to one another. See you soon.